Good morning. It's Saturday, January 11th, and this actually happened on Thursday night. But I didn't get a chance to rant about it yesterday, so I'm following up. I'm sure most of you know that this happened already, so you can excuse me for being a day late about saying this, because it happened late in the evening and I had already finished yesterday's rant, so I couldn't get right at this. And what I am talking about now is the Supreme Court declined to block Trump's sentencing in the New York hush money case. Now, that is a totally unexpected decision by this particular Supreme Court, since Trump appointed 3 members to this Supreme Court, and most all of the decisions that they have made in recent times relating to the president have been in his favor. But not this time. This time, 2 of the 4 conservative judges voted with the liberal side of the court, and therefore Trump had to face the music with respect to the sentencing in his hush money case. The ruling that came down was an unsigned order that said the issues that Trump wants to raise can be addressed in the ordinary course on appeal. The burden sentencing imposes on Trump is a relatively insubstantial, the court asked, because Trump is not going to receive any prison time. The 3 liberal justices on the court were, of course, in the majority, with Chief Justice John Roberts and the other conservative justice, Amy Coney Barrett. Trump's lawyers said in the court papers that if the Supreme Court did not intervene, the New York court would inflict grave injustice and harm on the presidency. They argued that the case should not go forward because Trump was protected by presidential immunity. But he's not the president yet. Even though immunity is recognized by the Supreme Court in a ruling last year concerning Trump's prosecution for seeking to overturn the 2020 election result. And the court ruled at that time that while actions taken by presidents in their personal capacity cannot be protected and would not be protected, certain official acts by presidents are off limits for criminal prosecution. So presidents have a really broad scope of things they can get away with. But the New York Appeals Court judge declined Tuesday to block Trump's sentencing, and the Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg had urged the court not to intervene, saying in the court papers that because the case is ongoing in lower courts, the justices have no jurisdiction to consider Trump's claim at this stage. He added that there is a compelling public interest in allowing the sentencing to go ahead following the jury's guilty verdict. Now, Trump was convicted in May of falsifying records related to hush money that his then attorney Michael Cohen paid to Stormy Daniels in the closing days of the 2016 presidential presidential election. Daniels testified that she had a sexual encounter with Trump in 2006, which he, of course, denied. And maybe he's telling the truth. Not that he didn't do it, but he doesn't remember. In my mind, he's not the sharpest guy in the world. So if something happened in 2006, and he's the type of guy who could brush this away, he might not remember. But Trump's lawyers still paid her money. And Trump's lawyers argued that some evidence at the trial focused on official actions that he took in the White House that are protected under the Supreme Court's recent ruling. They also took the unprecedented step of saying a president-elect should have the same protection from criminal prosecution that a sitting president had. Well, then we're going to get into the thing that, well, if I'm running for president, I haven't quite reached the thing of being the president-elect. Am I still immune from being tried for some evil deed that I did? I think they're way off base. But Judge Juan Merchan, who presided over this trial, has postponed Trump's initial sentencing date in the wake of the Supreme Court's immunity ruling. But he later determined that Trump did not have immunity until he was sworn in as president. And he directed Trump's sentencing on 34 felony counts of falsifying business records to take place on Friday morning. So this is a smart judge. He looks at the calendar and he realizes that he has the time to do his job. And Merchan made it clear that the sentencing would not include any prison time for Trump. So where's the big hullabaloo? You're going to be president. You're going to beat the rap. You got half the country voting for you knowing you were a criminal. Why are you making such a big fuss? Why don't you just accept the fact that the Supreme Court is allowed to do this, but it's not going to hurt you. It's not going to stop you from getting the job you were elected to do. Pay attention to what's going on in the presidency. So the Supreme Court has helped smooth the path to Trump's regaining office despite his many legal obstacles. And he has faced many legal obstacles in these last few years. So this immunity deal had proved to be a fatal blow to the election interference prosecution, which was led by Jack Smith. And that was in a separate ruling. The court also ensured that states could not kick Trump off their ballots under a constitutional provision that bars people who have engaged in insurrection from holding office. So while he could have been barred from holding office, that didn't take place. So this entire situation with Trump and the election and his evil deeds before running for office and everything has come to a quiet ending in my mind, but not a satisfactory ending for Trump. He would like to have his slate wiped clean, which he doesn't deserve. So I leave you with that. A mess for somebody who is now about to take off, and let's hope he has recovered from the shock of not getting any prison time and not being sanctioned and all of that. He got away with, as the expression goes, murder. Have a great day.